Okay, let's kick off this explainer with a pretty mind-blowing fact. One that instantly lowers the barrier to learning a new language. You might look at the English dictionary with its hundreds of thousands of words and just feel completely overwhelmed. But what if I told you that you don't actually need to memorize the entire dictionary to be understood? What if you only needed a tiny, tiny fraction of that to express almost any complex thought?
Hello and welcome. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through today's explainer. Our goal right now is incredibly focused. We're going to break language learning down into simple, highly practical building blocks. Whether you're navigating English for the first time or bridging it with Bengali, we're going to look at the essential vocabulary, the cultural greetings, and the hidden pronunciation secrets that will take you from hesitant straight to confident.
To get us there, we've got a really clear roadmap. 1. The basics of English. 2. Essential everyday vocabulary. 3. Greetings and polite expressions. 4. Daily use sentences. And 5. Perfecting your pronunciation.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the basics of English.
Let's start with a brilliant philosophy that strips the whole language down to its absolute core. This was an idea pioneered by a linguist named Charles K. Ogden way back in 1925. Ogden created what he called Basic English, which was essentially a controlled natural language designed to explain complex thoughts simply. And the magic number he landed on? Just 850 words. He actually proved that standard English, which is massive and honestly kind of unwieldy, can be navigated perfectly well in daily life with a meticulously chosen vocabulary of just 850 words. In fact, over 200 million people have utilized these concepts. But you're probably wondering, how is that mathematically possible?
Well, the real secret isn't just those 850 words themselves. It's the highly simplified regular grammar rules that let you multiply that vocabulary effortlessly. By simply adding an S or ES, you create plurals. Add an ing or ed, and boom, you've instantly transformed a verb into an adjective. Add an ly, and your adjective becomes an adverb. You can even smash two simple nouns together to make a brand new word, like taking sun and down to make sundown. It's literally like linguistic Lego.
Which brings us to Section 2, essential everyday vocabulary.
Because once you have those rules, you obviously need the raw materials. A fantastic resource for this is the popular ebook, 700 Essential English Words with Bangla for Everyday Life. This acts as a perfect visual and practical tool for bridging English vocabulary directly with their Bengali meanings. And the best part? It focuses entirely on high-frequency words. The words you actually need the second you walk out your front door.
Let's look at a quick flashcard-style breakdown to build some immediate confidence. Take the English phrase a little. In Bengali, that translates to kubi alpo. The word apparently translates to aparo drishtite, and besides becomes tachara. Mastering just a handful of these transition and quantity words gives you the superpower to add nuance and flow to your sentences instantly.
Moving right along to Section 3, greetings and polite expressions.
So now that we have some basic foundational words, let's look at how we actually connect with people. We'll start with the most versatile formal Bengali greeting, Namaskar. This literally means hello or greetings. But what's absolutely crucial here is that it's usually accompanied by a physical gesture, pressing your palms together at chest level, sometimes with a slight bow. This isn't just a basic translation of hello. The physical gesture itself adds a profound layer of respect that words alone just can't convey.
And this actually illustrates the amazing cultural diversity of the Bengali-speaking world. In Bangladesh, which has a Muslim majority, you're going to very frequently hear the beautiful Arabic origin greeting, Assalamu alaikum, which translates to peace be upon you, to which the standard response is wa alaikum salam, meaning and upon you be peace. Understanding exactly which greeting to use shows deep cultural sensitivity.
Now pay close attention here, because a crucial point in these greetings is understanding the levels of formality. This is a super common trap for new learners. When asking how are you, you absolutely must use the formal apni kemon achen when speaking to elders, officials, or in any professional setting. If you use the informal tumi kemon acho, which is strictly reserved for close friends and peers with an elder, well, that can accidentally come across as highly disrespectful, and we definitely want to avoid that.
Just like in English, Bengali utilizes time-based greetings to set the perfect tone for any part of the day. You've got Shubho Sakal for good morning, Shubho Bikal for good afternoon, Shubha Sandhya for good evening, and Shubho Ratri for good night. Tossing one of these into your conversation just shows incredible attention to detail.
Okay, Section 4, daily use sentences.
Let's take all of those building blocks we just talked about and actually string them together. Here are some short, punchy translations that you can literally start using in your conversations today. Thank you very much translates to unek tanyavad. If you're shocked by something, impossible is ashumvovo. If someone calls for you from the other room, just coming is ami e ashji. And to simply hand something over, take it, is just no. Short, sweet, and instantly applicable.
And look at how easily our basic words form essential daily questions across all aspects of life. In health, do you have a fever? At the office, where's the meeting room? Making small talk, is the weather cold or hot? At home, did you do your homework? Or out at the market, how much is this item? These are the fundamental sentences that facilitate everyday human interaction.
And finally, Section 5, Perfecting Your Pronunciation. For our final building block, we might need a slight course correction. So I've got a playful challenge for you. Are you actually saying these words right? Because the data suggests that almost 8 out of 10 people mispronounce the incredibly common English words we're about to look at. English spelling is notoriously tricky, so let's clean up some of these common mistakes right now.
First up, the sneaky trap of the silent L. When talking about the yellow part of an egg, it is not yolk with an L sound. The L is completely silent. It's pronounced yolk. Similarly, that popular fish you might order at a restaurant, it's not a salmon. Drop the L entirely. It is simply pronounced salmon.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how confusing English word endings can be. When you're kneading flour and water to make bread, you are making dough. Even though it looks like it should rhyme with tough or rough, it's actually pronounced dough. And for that beautiful style of dance, you do not pronounce the T. Ballet is simply pronounced ballet.
Let's do a rapid-fire correction of a few more notoriously botched words. When you press your clothes, you don't use an iron. The R is basically silent, so it's an ion. The word for rubble or wreckage, it's definitely not debris. The S is silent, it's debris. Often is usually pronounced with a silent T, as often. And when you clear those temporary files on your mobile phone, you are clearing the K, shh, which is pronounced exactly like money, cash, definitely not catchy.
Now, to really level up your speaking, you can start swapping out basic, literal phrases for native-sounding idioms. Instead of just saying, I am sick, which, is perfectly fine, try saying, I'm feeling under the weather. It instantly upgrades your conversational flow and makes you sound incredibly natural.
And that wraps up our structural breakdown. Remember, language isn't some insurmountable mountain. It's literally just a series of small, manageable building blocks. You've got the basic rules, the essential vocabulary, the cultural context, the daily sentences, and the polished pronunciation. But here is a final provocative thought to leave you with. What if the absolute biggest barrier to your fluency isn't your vocabulary at all, but simply your fear of making a mistake? The tools are right here in front of you. Go out there and make some brilliant mistakes today. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and as native speakers casually sign off, have a good one.